Hi, my name is Emily Black, and this is Sunshine M's podcast. It's been a week since I've last seen you, and it's February now. So let's talk about love. There are many types of love, and I do think that as a society, we definitely put friendship and platonic love way too low of a priority. We always put romance on the top of everything or familial, which don't get me wrong, your girl loves romance, okay? And your girl loves her family. That being said, I also love friends. I have a lot of friends and they all have impacted me and changed me for the better and some for the worse. Growing up, I always wanted a best friend. My sister and I are 7 years apart, and so we didn't really get along or were friendly. That's probably because I was super goofy and annoying and a brat, and my sister was like my mom, you know? It wasn't until I was probably a teenager that we were like, oh, we're going to be best friends. So I can't wait to talk more about her later on this month. But first, I would love to talk about platonic love. Growing up, man, I wanted a best friend. Like, I wanted one so bad. And if you recall from a past episode, like, I got bullied a lot growing up. I had friends who didn't like me. I can recall a moment where I thought I had made a friend and we went to this place called Hands On where you paint ceramics, and she threw hers away because she was mean. And later I got an apology, but she threw it away like knowing she didn't want to be my friend. I just had a lot of mean girls in my life growing up. And I thought, I guess the only friends I'm going to have are family. And I also was being bullied in my family too, but that's for another day. And middle school rolls around. It is 7th grade, and I have a class with the Whitney Wilson. Wilson is her maiden name, and we were 12. So to me, I met with Whitney Wilson. We sat in the first row in earth science. I want to say it was earth science. Yeah. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But we had gym the year before, but we did not like each other. She's a bit of a teacher's pet in PE, and I was not. But I was a teacher's pet everywhere else. So we got along just fine. But Whitney taught me a lot. She taught me that I can have a friend who is not like obligated to be my friend because we're blood. We really grew up together. I've seen so many different versions of her, and she really changed my life. Like I said, we met when I was 12, and now I am 26, and I've spent more of my life with her in my life than not. And we really grew up together. I mean, we used to play Dance Central and Just Dance and Grand Theft Auto, and we loved Pitch Perfect and dreaming about what our lives would be at our age. We're like, oh, I was going to marry this guy named Ryan, and she sometimes said the name Alex, who she is now with, and they are so happy. We used to just dream about the lives we'd have and our families and what cars we'd have growing up. Oh my gosh, we dreamed about cars for so long, and I'm not a car person. Like, you can ask my mom, like, a few of the cars she got were for like $20, $30, $100. Like, from an old lady. Like, cars were not a thing to me growing up. And so there I am, best friends with Whitney, and she was obsessed with cars. She still is. She has a really cool car with like pink detailing. Oh, she's so cool. But there was this girl, again, 12 years old. We realized we had the same birthday week. We were a week apart, same middle name. And here she was defending me when it came to a bunch of bullies who would just make fun of me for no reason. She was there to yell at them. Like, she was my bully. She'll laugh when she hears that, but she was. She would bully my bullies, and she would defend me, and she had my back. And, we've had so many different phases in our life of being mean girls, of being girls, of judging and drama from middle school to, oh my gosh, I can't believe this guy is, class president, to like, oh, did you hear about so and so? She married so and so. And I've loved every single version of that. Platonic love is one that is built on friendship and respect and understanding each other. But it's not insignificant. I didn't have a feeling of loyalty to anyone but my family growing up. That was it. Because, well, you always love your family. So everyone's having friends. Like, I've watched all these movies and I yearned for connection. And here she was having my back, showing up. I mean, my mom would drop me off at her house and we would walk to school in the morning and we'd get ready together. And that was girlhood. Like, I experienced such amazing things. I mean, we sang together at a talent show and we rapped. Like, that girl knows inner child Emily. That girl respects inner child Emily, and she has her back. And that girl is now pregnant with twins and has two beautiful kids, and she is happy. And anytime we're together, it's like we're our truest selves again. We can be our true selves no matter what that looks like because we've seen all the versions of each other. I mean, she knew me when I was my most desperate. And she loves me now. Like, we send each other memes. We know each other deeply. So we'll send each other memes about, things that we grew up with. Like I said, like Pitch Perfect, Bring It On, like High School Musical. And anytime they have like toy cars on little carpets, we send them to each other. And there's like this constant like love and respect, no matter the distance. I mean, we have been friends longer apart than we have been together. And we have lives and we know we're busy. I would do a lot for her. I would I would burn bridges and go to war for her, you know? And I know she would do the same because that's my girl. We ride together and we grew up together. And I don't think that that kind of love should be diminished. We've seen each other through different partners, through different like relationships. Like, there doesn't need to be a pause because my romantic life is more important. Platonic love is beautiful because there's no discomfort with romance and a different kind of intimacy. Like, platonic love is intimate in a different way. We would take care of each other. We're not going to have sex. We're not going to kiss. It's just different. But that's what that friendship taught me. And then I have my like true best friend at this community college that I went to. Um, her name is Abby Williams. And we were in the same, like, health field and had a same class, but we never really ran into each other. And then she became part of the friend group that I had going on. And I always made sure that she never felt left out. People were like, why do we need to add more people to the group? And I was like, have you met Abby? She's really cool. She's really funny. I'm obsessed with her. And she taught me so much. I mean, the friend group that we ended up having went a little weird, and I was traumatized, and she always made sure that I didn't feel crazy or too much or too emotional. Like, she had my back. And there's that sense of loyalty that we had where we both had a sister and our moms have the same birthday and they both have like odd names. And so we were like, "Oh my gosh, we're best friends, we're soul sisters." And it's interesting because we ended up being roommates for a summer and we laughed so hard. I mean, I look at some of the videos and just realize that I truly felt free for once in my life. I felt like I could just be and she wouldn't judge me. And she was there through it all. I mean, we were going through a huge friend breakup weirdness. My grandma, who had moved there for, passed away, and she was there for me. I mean, she went to my grandma's celebration of life. She held me when I cried. She would hype me up when I needed it. Like, she was there for me. And we even went through rough patches. She had a job where there was like this weird dynamic happening where she kind of was told not to put words or put drama out there because it's been years, but she was told that she shouldn't be hanging out with just me. And again, weird, icky drama, but there wasn't any maliciousness of, we had some distance because I was getting a different friend group. She was getting some weird pressure from her job that she had, and feelings were hurt, and it was awkward and icky, and I felt awful, and so did she. And the moment that the dynamic went away of her job situation, the ickiness was gone. The awkward was gone. She was about to drive like 5+ hours in a blizzard to come see me graduate. And I told her, absolutely not. I value your life and you're not going anywhere. But that's the thing, the kind of loyalty and the bond that we have is like, it's not familial, it's not romantic, but there's like this pull of, that's my bestie. Like, that's one of my best friends. We send each other memes, like we talk, we send videos, like she called me to tell me she was pregnant. Like, we are in each other's life and she's thousands of miles away. I believe that even when times get tough with friends and there's awkwardness, there's uncomfy stuff there. Like, you can either brush past it or you can communicate it. And we did a lot of communicating and fighting and crying and loving each other and letting it go of the pain for both of us. We both felt hurt and we both were like, I miss you. And so we pushed past it. I get photos from her every single day. She brings me joy. We send each other stuff on TikTok and on Instagram, and I'm so excited that she's going to be a mom. I'm going to talk about my first best friend outside of college, and her name is Elon Robinson. We started out being friends from work. She was so welcoming the moment I walked in. Like, the moment I walked in, I was like, "Ah, I wanna work here because I wanna be her friend. She's so cool." And I got that job. She was super welcoming. She was there for me. I mean, I had it hard at that job, and she supported me even when I left and she stayed. Like, that's a true friend. And, she taught me that, like, even when you're forced to be in a situation with someone and then that situation ends, you can still be friends, right? Like, it doesn't have to be a convenient thing. We live like a mile apart from each other, but this girl is busy, okay? She goes to DC like almost every day, I swear. And she dances and she works and she does everything. She still works at that company I don't work at. But we are constantly doing different things. And then I send her memes and we yap and we talk drama and we're delusional together and we talk about relationships and politics and the nitty-gritty and just like families and discomfortable like uncomfortable things. We talk about it all. It's really nice and refreshing that someone who could have easily just been like, and she doesn't work there anymore, and that's it. We're not friends anymore. Bye. That was not it at all. I'm about to go on a trip, and I said, hey, girl, I want to see you before I leave. So let's make that happen. When are you free? So she came over. We drank and played Mario Kart and had pizza. That's my girl. Like, we are just free to be ourselves with each other, and there's no, wow, you did this in your past, ew, gross. Unless it's like bad and then we're like, oh my gosh, how gross was that I did this. It's different. I think the reason I wanted to bring up these friends and these examples of platonic love is that there's this loyalty here and a bond that was made with these girls. And I do find it interesting that like each of these friends were in like a new part of my life. Middle school is when you're learning who you are, right? And college is where you're learning who you are outside of your family, right? And then right out of college, you have to learn who you are outside of education. And all of these girls loved me for me. And they still love me for me, even though I've changed a lot since middle school. I've changed a lot since college. I've changed a lot this past year. Friendships, girlhood, it's all so important. And I definitely just wanted to discuss about how important platonic love is. I've had so many people use me romantically, platonically, familially. Like, it is what it is. But my friendships help me get to each day. I've been going through it. I'm mentally exhausted. I've been grinding on my businesses and my ambitions and my dreams, and I'm always in a constant state of like, what the fuck am I doing? And all of my girls have been really supportive of that. Definitely invite you guys to look at your friendships, pinpoint where you rank them in your life. Like, are you giving them enough respect? You may have the absolute romantic love of your life in your life, but you can still value your friendships and what they do for you and that bond. I think the bond of female friendships are just superior. But that's also because I haven't met the love of my life. But even my sister, she's met the love of her life and she still values her friends. She still values the friendship that I have with her. She values all these people in her life. While we are talking about love in February, because of Valentine's Day being this month, I want you to see that there is love everywhere and it doesn't always have to look exactly the way you think it is. It's okay to have expectations. And it happens when expectations just they're not met. It's so common. And I invite you to look at your friendships around you and just look at them at face value. See how they influence your day to day. I am a collection of my friends, of my family, of the movies I've watched, of the way I've been loved, the way I've been hurt. I'm a collection of all of those things. All of those things have impacted me. So I'm going to value my friendships just as much as I value the other relationships in my life, just as much as I value, the trauma I've been through, the things that have hurt me, the things that bring me joy. And I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to you guys about romantic love next Friday. Your girl is single, okay? So hold some grace for her, okay? Hold some grace for me. But just know that next week we will be talking about romantic love. Thank you so much for listening. Take what you need, leave what you don't, and I will see you next episode. Until then, keep showing up for yourself. Have a good week. Love y'all. Platonically, and maybe some romantically.